Welcome back to CineCaps. Today I will show you a drama, romance film from 2004. Titled The Notebook. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. One day in a nursing home, standing at a window in a nightgown and robe, is old Allie. She is in her 70s, long white hair, a distant look in her eyes, watching the single rower. As the canoe passes, hundreds of tundra swan and Canadian geese lift off the banks, and start flying south for the winter. Old Allie watches, as the swan and geese fly right by her window in the purple evening sky. Her reverie is interrupted by Nurse Esther, a black woman in her 40s. Nurse Esther closes the book, picks up a styrofoam cup, and heads down the hallway to fetch some coffee. When she leaves, the head appears again. It is a man in his DOS, Duke. Duke, hair corroded and freshly shaved, stands in front of a mirror, and finishes knotting his tie. He looks at himself. He looks sharp. He slips on a jacket, picks up a notebook, and walks from the room. He passes Keith, a large orderly with multiple earrings and a shaved head. Duke flashes a peace sign and slides up to the nurse's station. There is a line, and Duke speaks to the man in front of him. Nurse Esther is brushing old Allie's hair, helping her get ready for the day. Old Allie is in a better mood, full of piss and vinegar. Allie looks up to see Duke standing in the doorway. She doesn't recognize him. In a modern-day nursing home, old Allie and Duke sit at a table in the screened room, the river below them. She looks at him while he puts on his glasses and finds the 8-page. Duke begins to read a romantic story from his notebook to his female fellow patient. The story begins in 1940. At a carnival in Seabrook Island, South Carolina, a local country boy, named Noah Calhoun, sees 17-year-old heiress, named Allie Hamilton for the first time, and is immediately smitten. She continuously refuses his persistent advances until their well-meaning friends lure them together. They then get to know each other on a midnight walk through empty Seabrook. Noah and Allie spend an idyllic summer together. One night, a week before Allie is to leave town, she and Noah go up to an abandoned house called the Windsor Plantation. Noah tells her that he hopes to buy the house, and Allie makes him promise that the house will be white, with blue shutters, a walk-around porch, and a room that overlooks the creek so she can paint. They intend to make love for the first time, but are interrupted by Noah's friend Finn, with the news that Allie's parents have the police out looking for her. When Allie returns home, her disapproving parents ban her from seeing Noah again. In a heated argument, Allie's mother calls Noah trash, and Noah overhears. Upset, he walks out and Allie chases after him. Allie fights with Noah outside, and the two decide to break up. Allie immediately regrets the decision, but Noah drives away. The next morning, Allie's mother reveals that they are going home to Charleston that morning. Allie frantically tries to find Noah, but is forced to leave without saying goodbye. She asks Finn to tell Noah that she loves him before driving home. When Noah gets Allie's message, he rushes over to the family's house only to find it empty. The Hamiltons then send Allie to New York, where she begins attending Sarah Lawrence College. Noah, devastated by his separation from Allie, writes her one letter a day for a year, only to get no reply as Allie's mother keeps the letters from her. Noah and Allie have no choice but to move on with their lives. Allie continues to attend school, while Noah and Finn enlist to fight in World War II. Finn is killed in battle. Allie becomes a nurse for wounded soldiers. There, she meets the wealthy Lon Hammond, a well-connected young lawyer who is handsome, sophisticated, charming and comes from old Southern money. The two eventually become engaged, to the joy of Allie's parents, although Allie sees Noah's face when Lon asks her to marry him. When Noah returns home, he discovers his father has sold their home so that Noah can go ahead and buy the Windsor Plantation. While visiting Charleston to file some paperwork, Noah witnesses Allie and Lon kissing at a restaurant, causing Noah to go a little crazy, convincing himself that if he fixes up the house, Allie will come back to him. While trying on her wedding dress in the 1940s, Allie is startled to read about Noah completing the house in the style section of a Raleigh newspaper and faints. Allie is overwhelmed with memories and unresolved feelings for Noah, and asks permission from Lon to take a trip before the wedding. She returns to Seabrook to find Noah living in their dream house. He invites her to dinner, during which Allie tells Noah about her engagement. Noah questions whether Allie's future husband is a good man and she reassures Noah that he is. The two rekindle and consummate their relationship. Later in the evening, Noah invites Allie to come back tomorrow. In the present, it is made clear that the elderly woman is Allie suffering from dementia, which has stolen her memories, and Duke is her husband. Allie does not recognize their grown children and grandchildren, who beg Duke to come home with them. He insists on staying with Allie. The next morning, Allie and Noah go rowing on a nearby lake and begin to reminisce about their summer together. As a rainstorm starts, Noah rows to shore, where Allie demands to know why Noah never wrote to her. After the revelation that Noah had indeed written to Ali a letter every day for a year, but Ali's mother intercepts them. After 365 letters, Noah stops writing. They share a passionate kiss, before making love into the night. The next day, Ali's mother appears on Noah's doorstep, telling Ali that Lon has followed her to Seabrook after Ali's father told him about Noah. Her mother takes Ali out for a drive, to show her that there had been a time in her life when she could relate to Ali's present situation. On returning to Noah's, she hands her daughter the bundle of 365 letters that Noah had written to her. When alone, Noah asks Ali what she is going to do. Ali is confused and confesses that she doesn't know. Noah asks her to just stay with him, admitting it is going to be really hard, but he is willing to go through anything because he wants to be with her. Confused as ever, Ali drives off. Ali drives to the hotel and confesses to Lon, who is angry but admits that he still loves her. He tells her that he does not want to convince his fiancée that she should be with him, but Ali tells him he does not have to, because she already knows she should be with him. The film goes back to the elderly couple, and Duke asks Ali who she chose. She soon realizes the answer herself. Young Ali appears at Noah's doorstep, having left Lon at the hotel and chosen Noah. They embrace in reunion. Elderly Ali suddenly remembers her past before she and Noah and Duke joyfully spent a brief intimate moment together. After originally finding out about her illness, she had herself written their story in the notebook with the instructions for Noah to read this to me, and I'll come back to you. But soon Ali relapses, losing her memories of Noah yet again. She panics, and has to be sedated by the attending physician. This proves to be too difficult for Noah to watch and he breaks down. The next morning, Noah is found unconscious in bed and he is rushed to the hospital. He later returns to the nursing home's intensive care ward. He goes to Ali's room later that night and Ali remembers again. Ali asks Noah what will happen to them when she loses her memory completely, and he reassures her that he will never leave her. She asks him if he thinks their love for each other is strong enough to take them away together. He replies that he thinks their love can do anything. After each tells the other that they love them, they both go to sleep in Ali's bed. The next morning a nurse finds that they have died peacefully in bed together. The end. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.